Lights, camera, action!
Yeah, I know, it's been a minute. I apologize. But you know, the past couple of days have just been super busy for the past couple of weeks really have been super busy for me. But yeah, you know, still here, still living my fabulous Los Angeles life. And since I've been away for a minute, I just want to let y'all know what I've been doing. So my buddy Matt was the music director for this play titled Cambodian Rock Band. He'd been telling us about it for forever, and you know, I really wanted to, you know, check it out. But unfortunately, it seemed that the play was going to wrap up early, and I wasn't going to get a chance to go. Well, they ended up extending the play's run, and I was able to catch it on the last night. And you know, really, just to give you just the briefest of overviews, the play is about a rock band. It's inspired by true events, but I don't think that the story itself is actually true. But it's about a rock band and its members, how its members get caught up in the Khmer Rouge in like the mid 70s. And you know, it's just really, I mean, it's it's emotional in the best way. The music is great, the story is great, the acting was phenomenal. It's also very educational because even though I knew about the Khmer Rouge, like I really didn't know. And this play really opened my eyes to the horrors, to the atrocities, to just the unspeakable things that took place during that era. So it was very educational. And yeah, you know, I greatly enjoyed the play. Shout out to my man, Matt McNally. Fantastic job as music director. And as I said, like everyone did like a phenomenal job. You know, all of the actors, you know, some of them played multiple roles, but all of the actors are musicians. And so they're playing like these songs, you know, singing and playing these instruments and everything, but then also giving these like powerful, dramatic performances. It's just a fantastic play. I don't know what the future of it is. Because like I said, I caught it on its last night and it had been touring for years. So I don't know if there will ever be a revival. One of the things that I spoke with Matt about was how, I hate to say cinematic, but the story and the way it's structured and everything really does lend itself to being a movie. And I did mention this to Matt. He told me that the playwright, Lauren V, I believe is her name, you know, she's not only a success in, you know, theater, but in film and TV as well. So, you know, if she wants to adapt the play, you know, for film, she certainly could. There's no doubt in my mind that there's been interest. Someone has shown interest in Cambodian Rock Band. Like, there's no way that that they haven't. But yeah, phenomenal play. If it ever, you know, runs again, and you have the opportunity to check it out, I would say check it out. It was really phenomenal. What else have I done lately? My buddy Colin and I, we hung out. We went to a restaurant in West Hollywood called Le Petit Four. Le Petit Four is like a Los Angeles institution, you know, been around for I think like 40 years or whatever. Well, it's a casualty now of like everything that's been going on. And they announced that they were closing their doors. And so my buddy Colin, you know, he got a reservation. He asked me if I wanted to, you know, grab dinner on the last night they were open. So I was just like, yeah, let's do it. So we met up. Food was great. You know, it was my first time there. My first and only time. But dinner was great. Started off with escargot. I had a pasta dish. It was just, you know, basic penne pasta with chicken. It was really like flavorful, like really good. Colin had a pasta dish, but his like had a pink sauce. I don't remember exactly what was in the sauce, but it was like a pink sauce. But yeah, you know, delicious meal. Had a great time. And here's something funny. While we were there, Colin went to the restroom. So while he was in the restroom, the manager, owner, or whatever of the restaurant was talking with a couple, and they were like standing like right, hovering above my table. And they were trying to get in that night. And the manager was just like, no, you know, like we're fully booked. There's, no way we can get you in tonight. But if you want to make a reservation for next week, I can get you in. And so I'm listening. I'm just like, wait a minute, I thought tonight was the last night. Well, he was saying to the couple, I just, over here, since they were standing over me, that because of the success of the so-called last night and, the previous days, they were able to stay open a little longer, and they were going to be able to at least stay open through the month of April. So I'm just like, oh shit, okay, that's a victory for Le Petit Four, right? Well, a couple of days after that, they made an announcement saying, yeah, we thought we were going to be able to stay open, but we still couldn't come to an agreement, with the landlord despite everything. So the last night truly was the last night. Like I said, from what I understand, LA Institution, is on Sunset Boulevard. It's like one of those spots, you see it in TV shows and movies, and, it's recognizable, you drive down Sunset. It's just really sad that, a spot like that had to close. Who knows what the future of that spot will be, but I'm at least glad that I was able to check out Le Petit Four before they closed. And then after dinner, Colin and I went down to Hotel Ziggy. It's a party, little, kind of like get together or whatever happening.
They're like, hey now, you're an all-star.
My boy DJ MOS, he was supposed to be spinning there, but we missed him. We got there a little too late. So we missed MOS. But shout out to my man William Lifestyle. He was on the ones and twos, playing like 90s hip hop, all sorts of classic R&B from like the 80s through like the 2000s. It was a fantastic time. And the drinks from the lobby bar, they were really good. They were really, really good. And the music was good. The vibes, for the most part, from like the party goers and stuff was good. So we had a nice time. Definitely going to go back to Hotel Ziggy, and hopefully I'll be able to rock out with my boy MOS. But shout out to William Lifestyle, shout out to Legendary Damon. Had a great time. And finally, a few days ago, I went to St. Felix in Hollywood for the Roadmap Writers 9th anniversary. It's just a good kind of like, mixer, a lot of screenwriters, there were some actors, even producers in attendance. It was really, really cool.
Roadmap writers. Already met some cool people, but now it's time for me to get a drink. So let me do that.
Got to meet a lot of great people. A lot of writers who are based here in LA, writers who are like based in Chicago. I met one guy who's based in Idaho. Like he literally like came down for this event. It was really good to just like meet some new people and, just exchange ideas and exchange contact information, because as we all know, the name of the game is networking. It's connections. A lot of stuff happens in this town, not because of what you know, it's because of who you know.
All right, so they just did like the raffle portion of the night, and it's funny because two of my buddies got called as winners for these raffles, and they were not here to get their prizes. Jabril and James, y'all are messing up, and now the world knows it.
Just made lots of connections, and hopefully we'll be able to keep in touch with these people and maybe even collaborate with some of them. I even met a producer, and he was like super cool dude. And at the end of the night, he was just like, you got something, shoot it my way. And I'm just like, I think I just might. Thing is, he's more of like an action movie producer, and I don't really write action, but I do think I have a script that I can slide him. Just my little action adventure comedy script. So, but Roadmap Writers, it's a good time. So yeah, that's kind of been it lately. I just been trying to be social, trying to be, trying to get out there. I have been writing, been working on Filthy in Vegas. Although lately I haven't been feeling it, and that's always dangerous. It's always dangerous. But I'm gonna try to get back into it. Hopefully find the passion for it again, because I really do I like the core idea of the story. I think that what's just kind of hitting me is that, in my mind, I imagined it to be a very zany kind of comedy, and it's not turning out to be like that. Like, not to say it's dramatic or anything, but it's a lot more subdued than I was thinking, than I had envisioned, which is fine, I guess, because it's still funny. But yeah, it's just a lot more subdued and it's not as wacky as I thought it would be. Then again, this is like the very, very, this is the zero draft of Filthy in Vegas. So it's really just me telling myself the story. So we'll see what happens with it. All right, well, that's it. I just wanted to give you guys a little update and just be like, yeah, I'm still here, still here. And I will holler at y'all in the next one. But remember, brothers and sisters, you can still stand tall. Just be thankful for what you got. Though it may not dry, a great big can diamond in the back, sunroof top, digging the sea with the gangster lean, gangster white wall.